Okay, and we're on the air. This is the OSRA Scrum for Thursday, April 9th, 2015. Here we have the usual crew of Christian, Gabrielle, and myself. And Christian, let's start with you.
Nothing much to say. I didn't have time to do anything these days, and that's about it. I didn't start working on the OSRA 3.7.2 about replacing mini test.
Right, yeah.
That's planned for tomorrow.
372, let me see, yeah, basically. That's it, okay.
Yeah, that's about it for me.
All right, Gabrielle, let's go to you.
I was trying to finish my task, the crew about orphans, crew functionary about orphans. Um, I was the thing is, I let me share my screen because it's kind of weird what happened here. Um, mm, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the test, and I will show you the the controller. Um, have the controller. So here is the controller. So basically, we add all the missing fields. For example, you have here the goes to the school field and many others. Uh, when I try to run the test, I was using this form, with using the loop, and because the fields are all many of them are all doing the same. So it didn't work. So I was trying to look what was that happening. I figured out that many of the fields I add, they are not in this file, the validation in this file. For example, orphans. Many of the fields are not here. Example, uh, goes to school is here. Goes to school. Computer slow.
So you're looking at the orphan model, and you were saying that the problem is that the orphan does not validate goes to school?
No, goes to school. For example, I put it. I made, for example, this test. It was easy.
Mm-hmm.
When I run it, the system, it's like they don't look at, they don't appear. So it's like they don't they don't know the existence of this field in orphan. With other fields, they are here in the validate. They work. So I don't know if, because some of them are in the validate model, or maybe they are not, or I don't know.
So can we look at the view? This is the form. Yeah, so can we look at the orphan form?
Yeah, the controller.
No, the form view.
The form view.
Like the shared partial. So if you go to app views HQ orphans.
Yeah, but my computer is dying slowly.
Sure.
Let me try. This is so slow here. So, uh, so this is a form, but it doesn't don't have a color. But for example, here is a schooling status.
Right.
Here is goes to school. This is chess balls.
Yeah.
And school status. For example, I tried with school status, and no, it's not. No, let me see. No, I think it's. Let me see. For example, current status work, original address work, orphan status work. So it's like all the fields that are in this file are working, but they are the missing ones. It's like the system don't know they are there. So I don't know what's happening.
Okay. Can you do something when you in your view spec file?
In the test.
Yeah, in the test file.
For,
Is your text editor frozen now? We can't use it. Like if you actually go, if you go back to where we started, because I would like to run.
This is the
Okay.
file. It's pretty the same you have in the GitHub. I tried your suggestion about the put go to school here. I was using a instance variable. Um, what else?
Okay, so
I tried doing this.
let's just try this. Can you do right under render on line 28? Can you put in show underscore? Sorry, under Gabriel. Yeah, next line. Show underscore me m me. Yeah, like show me the page. So it's show me.
Show me the page.
It's actually show me rendered, I think is the method name.
Show me render or show me the page.
Yeah, rendered. Yeah, ed.
Render. Yeah. It's good. It's good or no?
Gabriel, rendered.
Render, right.
Yeah, that's like this. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so can we run this?
I have it also here. This is the this one.
Okay, so now if we switch to your browser,
Yeah. Right here.
yeah, so there is goes to school right there. There's a checkbox for it.
Yeah.
So the rendering is working fine. If you want to right click on it, and we can do inspect element just to see if maybe there is something unusual about it, but seems unlikely.
No, our thing goes to school. No, it's normal.
Okay. Again. Do you know which part is failing? Because you're doing two assertions. You're asserting that the checkbox is present, and then the second assertion is to see if it's checked or not. Do you know that can it actually find the checkbox? So basically, if you just do the what is it, line 48, if you just uncomment that line and get rid of do at the end. No, keep the rest of it. Keep the rest of it commented out. Just that. So uncomment line 48 and delete do at the end of the line. Okay, so that assertion basically checks if this input exists, right?
Okay.
And then, so we can see if this works.
Okay. But I should go right of the show me render, or it continues.
It'll continue doing that. Yeah, it's yeah. Sorry, we should have taken it out, I guess, because it'll just going to keep opening new tabs all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see what happened there. It said migrations are pending.
Where? No, running. No. I stopped the last.
Okay.
I am running. It's running, but it's slow.
Right. Okay.
We have this one on line 92 and
That's 92 and 113. What's that? Let's look at it. But that sounds like it's not part of what we're trying to test.
yeah, this one.
Okay.
92 is actually this original address details. But details, what was there? Details.
It was complaining about the question mark, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I understood from the.
Oh, it's weird because it's the same as the other one.
Yeah. Okay, let's just figure out the checkbox issue, and then we can tackle this one. So. So this test now passes, right?
Actually, I think it's passed because these two are warnings related to other fields.
Yeah. Okay.
But since everything passed, so I think it's right. It's right with the way we put it. Yeah.
So basically, it's finding the checkbox, but the step that's failing is that it cannot detect its checked status. And why would that be?
Well, orphan goes to school. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's false, right?
Yeah, but it basically checks its checked status against what you set up above for the orphan, right?
So when it's unchecked, the checked equals false in the view, in the HTML.
Yeah, so here orphan samples true and false, and basically checked or unchecked should be equal to true or false depending on
I
the state.
thought it's just another attribute called checked without a value, without true or false. But it looks the same as the other fields. So
yeah, so if Gabriel, if you're saying that everything is working on, let's say, line 41.
Yeah. For example, this works fine. You know, father disease, mother life. They are also Boolean fields, but they work good. I tried. I tried to put this. For example, goes to school here. For example, because it's a Boolean field, but it fails. It fails. I don't know why. So if we can try, for example, you see.
are you sure it's not failing on line 51?
51. No, it's working. No, this is working now.
Okay.
This it seems to be working now, but
okay, only the commented out is not working.
The comment out, yeah.
So it must be an issue of syntax then, because if line 51, if using the capybara is working fine, but line 49 is failing, that means that we're not using the mini-test assertion correctly?
Well, if you look at line 44, it's exactly the same, right?
Well, with the exception of using instead of using the dot notation, it uses but I mean, that can't possibly be the reason, can it?
No. I don't think so. And in the HTML,
now it's passing.
In the HTML.
No, wait. Now it's passing.
It's commented out. So.
No, I mean, no, but now it's passing. What happened here? Maybe it could be this, but why? I that is this, you know, at the orphan. But it's like it could be it's like a boolean, true or false. But now it's like it's running fine.
Well, I would put a binding pry there and just check the values.
Where I put them?
There on line 49. Somewhere after that. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. What put print or what?
Binding pry. Do we have to put it in a block?
It's I think it's fine. It's already in the specified block.
But I don't know how to do it. Sorry.
Write binding pry there. Binding.pry.
Binding.
Yeah, binding.pry.
Fine. Print. Yeah.
Pry. P-R-Y.
I just typed it in the chat. Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Sorry.
PR. You're missing a letter.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yep.
So run it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see the
Yeah.
difference between goes to school and the other fields that are also Boolean.
I mean, technically specifying that attribute in build stub is unnecessary. Although I think our factory doesn't make orphans with that attribute, so it's always false, basically. Or, well, it's nil, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at the first, but looks like it's not that. Also in the HTML, the checked and unchecked values is 0 and 1, right? Not 1 false. As far as I know. Is it checked on attribute checked and or enabled and disabled?
I tend to think that the syntax works, though, this validating against true and false.
It looks like, because the other things are the same. But it looks like checked. Let me share the screen. Can you see it?
Not yet. Okay, yeah, now. Wait, I'm gonna wait for Gabriel's test run to finish. Just a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Look. No.
Okay.
Okay, right at orphan.
So is that like a debugger?
Yeah, right
Okay.
at orphan.
So yeah, we're just gonna look at the instance variable orphan and see what its attributes are. Yeah. No, you don't need print or anything. You just do.
Without print.
Okay.
Just add.
Yeah.
Name.
So goes to school is now false, and so what can we take?
Father alive true.
Father is false. Mother is alive is true.
Yeah, so it's the same.
So you think, well, so nil and false should evaluate to the same, so whether it's set to nil or it's set to false, there should be no difference, right?
Father disease is false, but I don't have problem with father disease.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's like a, I don't know.
So was that the only checkbox that was failing?
No, for example, the fields I got, for example, guardian name.
Yeah.
This three fields, for example, I put it on this. I put it on this. For example, I try to check if they are working. For example, doing guardian name, and I run it. So this is not correct. So I run it, guardian name. Because it's a field, it's a test field.
Yeah.
So I try to run it. How I continue? Exit.
Just you can hit C. Or, yeah.
So
is that the problem? And basically that checkbox, or sorry, that text field then has a value of an empty string. but the attributes value is nil, and these two things are not the same, and that's why it's failing?
Yeah, yeah, it could be. Because Randy, yeah. Let me see something. Father give you name, father, yeah. For example, this feels are good, but with Guardian we have with this. For some reason, don't have the a name and a value. Also for this content number, comments, all the news. No, this one not. No.
So I'm looking at the form spec for sponsor.
Empty string. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just, so I'm in the sponsor form spec, it builds something called sponsor full, not just a sponsor, but sponsor full, which has all the attributes filled out, even the optional ones. Because the factories by default they build the minimal, the required fields, but they don't do the optional.
All right. Yeah.
And in the partner spec, it builds a partner, but then it also explicitly specifies the region and contact details, and these are the two optional fields on partner. So I think that must be the reason. Is that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, probably that's the problem. Yeah.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then probably the best solution going forward would be to create a factory that would be orphan full. So you can look at the factory for sponsor and see how the sponsor full factory was made. And then do the same for orphan so that it basically builds an instance with all the attributes specified.
Okay.
How does that sound, Christian?
So,
Well, I'm looking now.
Okay. So yeah, Gabriel, if you go into the factory for, so yeah, in the orphan factory, you can see that it does not specify, for example, goes to school.
Yeah. You're in the file. Yeah.
But if you go to the factory for sponsor.
Let me see. Yeah. Are they?
No. This is sponsorship. If you go into the sponsor, yeah.
Sponsor. Yeah. Okay.
So you can see there is the kind of the basic factory that just builds a sponsor with required fields, and then there is the at the bottom you can see there is this sponsor full factory that also includes the optional attributes as well. And in the view spec for the form,
Yeah. For what?
and that made sure that all the attributes were specified explicitly. What? Yeah, in the form spec, yeah.
Yeah, the perfect. So, like here, this one.
So you can see what he does is on line 6. He does
Okay.
he does build stubbed sponsor full, and
Yeah.
then he if you scroll down to where he tests further down, where is it?
Yes. All sponsorful.
Yeah, okay, sorry, it's right there. So on line 44, see this is he's testing the values, all the values in the form. And on line 47, he says, render the form for sponsor full. So yeah, he's using the factory generated instance that has all the attributes.
Yeah. So basically, I followed this idea to test. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. Good to make progress.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll finish up and say I looked into the problem that the client was having on the staging server, that they couldn't import any orphan records, and it turned out that there is a compatibility issue where the paper load attachments, it needs an older version of the OS SDK gem than the one that we upgraded to. So I rolled back OS SDK, and now everything is working. But I think they probably have that same problem on production right now. They haven't said anything, but I think that code has been pushed to production already. Ranim, after this thing started working, Ranim tested the new feature, Father Alive with Father Deceased, and she said that everything looks good, but she wants Tarek and Ahmed to sign off on it as well. So basically, as soon as they do that, we will be able to push it to production, and together with it, I'll push the fix for the paperclip uploads as well. Basically, the sooner that happens, the better, because otherwise they might not be able to upload any records on production.
Yeah.
Another thing I finished, I can't remember, I think it was 401 was the task number. It was showing the sponsorship numbers next to the sponsor name under the HQ namespace. So I had already implemented it a while ago under active admin, and I was just repeating it under HQ. This one, I think. No. Oh, here. Sorry, it's the last one. Right, so I basically pushed it up and I merged it very quickly. There were only a few lines of code, and most of them were actually in the test. There was only one extra line of code in the view, and since we had already examined and code reviewed that same functionality under AA, this was a... And the next thing I pushed up was this OSRA 355, the idea of being able to mark required fields in forms. So I looked at the implementation that Robbie submitted back in, I don't know, January, I think. And that we talked about it, but it never went anywhere. So I followed his idea, but did it slightly differently, or well, maybe significantly differently. I'm not sure. And I asked both him and Craig to comment on my code, and Craig responded very quickly with an alternative that I think is a better one. So I'll re-implement it following his suggestion, but most of the code is there. I just need to change just a few things, nothing major.
So what you did here is to add a new method to the form builder.
Yeah, so I did that. He suggests instead that we just make a custom form builder that overrides the original label method.
But why is that better?
I think his major argument, and I would have to think about it a bit further, but his main argument is that in my case, I had to, in every single instance where here, for example, on every form, instead of using flabel, you now use flabel for a field, because that's the name of that new method that I've defined. The alternative that he suggests would allow you to do form for, and then you specify the custom form builder up here, and you don't have to touch. You still use the same label method everywhere. So one way or the other, you have to remember to do it slightly in a non-standard way. Either you specify the custom form builder or you specify the custom method. Ultimately, since it's inheritance, I don't see that it really gives us that much more flexibility one way or the other. I mean, monkey patch depends on the implementation of the Rails method, and inheriting it would depend on the same thing anyway. So if they change anything, then the method breaks and we have to fix it. I don't know if you have any suggestions about which one you prefer, then by all means let me know. Like I said, the major difference is that every time you want to build a form, you have to use this custom method name here.
One thing I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're overwriting language. Yeah, I see what you mean. I don't know which one is better. Now I think that Craig makes a point. Yeah.
I'll think about it some more, maybe do some reading and see.
But isn't there a way to just add this new method without overwriting label?
Well, to add it, you basically need to modify Rails code, right? And
well, yeah, you don't modify it. You just add a new method. You don't.
Well, you add a new method, but you add it to an existing Rails class, which is what I'm doing here, basically. And that's effectively monkey patching, because
with self.label method text options, you are overwriting label, right?
I'm not overriding label. No, you can use label
You're
if
only
you want.
calling it with the. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just merge if the field is required, I merge a CSS class.
Sorry,
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
Robbie.
So now we can use also label and label for field. They are both.
They're both available. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is good.
Yeah, the difference is that in Robbie's original solution, yeah, he overrode label.
You're only extending the class.
That's right.
Yeah. So if we create a new custom form builder and just inherit from form builder and add only one method, I don't think that it's worth it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what, is there extra overhead involved in doing that? Is it like I don't know what the advantage or disadvantage of monkey patching versus
Well, yeah, when you have a bunch of methods, then it makes sense to just inherit and add all the methods, just to be sure you're not overwriting anything
yeah.
or confronting other modules or anything else that's included in that class. But here we definitely know what other methods are there, and I don't think there's a chance that we just overwrite another method. So, I mean, we will never add another label for field methods with this class in the
Right.
future. So.
Yeah, presumably that will never happen. Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm going to think about it a bit. And actually, the other thing that is, I think, maybe interesting in this pull request is that I was looking for a place to stick this constant, and I thought of this. So we now have config settings. With, yeah, there's gender defined in there, and then a whole bunch of importer settings. I was thinking that maybe at least a constant, so there is a constant for that male, female, at least that could possibly be defined here. But I don't know. It seemed like a better place to me than the settings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we need something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will add all the constants here, or only the ones that are global? Or?
I think, yeah, mostly the global ones, because we have constants that are specific to sponsors. For example, there's the countries.
Exactly, yeah.
But they are limited to the sponsor model. I don't think there is, at this point at least, there's no need, as far as I can see, to make them global.
The pagination value, the number of
letters
per page.
Pagination.
Yeah, that also changes from view to view. It's not the same everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, this would be, this place I think would be for truly global things that are used in multiple places.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, when you have time, have a look at it. I created 2 new RSpec matchers, so it's actually it should be pretty easy to, if you see on my screen, for example, this is the partners form, and basically you can do this expect rendered to mark required fields for model, and expect rendered not to mark optional fields for model. So this quick test can be added to every form spec, and so far it works.
That mark required field, is that something you added?
Yeah, it's a custom matcher that I wrote.
Ah, okay.
Up here, yeah. All right, so that's it for me. I think the biggest thing right now is I'm waiting for the client to fully accept what we have on staging, and then we can push it to production. And they should be good to go.
Cool.
Yeah, sure.
All right, guys. If there's nothing else, then so there is no client meeting scheduled for this Sunday. If anyone's around and is interested in having a Scrum on Sunday night, then send a message on Slack. But otherwise, I'll see you on Tuesday.
I want to remind you that next week I will be away. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah. We'll just keep working on whatever's in Jira, I guess. I don't expect anything unforeseen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I can check the recordings.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Just if you keep an eye on Slack, I guess you'll see everything that's going on anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.